So yesterday when I was live streaming, I got asked a question that I found really interesting. Somebody asked me, I'm new to Call of Duty, just got the game, and I'm amazed with the amount of updates that have been coming out, the amount of new content that has been added, everything along those lines. And they asked whether or not that was normal for Call of Duty. And if you've been around Call of Duty for a while, no, it absolutely is not. Yeah, we normally get Season 1, a Warzone integration, but all of the little updates, the extra content that has been added in, the amount of updates that have come out, we have never seen this level of commitment post-launch in a Call of Duty. Now, I'm waiting to see what happens at Christmas because generally speaking, the developers go on like a 3 or 4 week Christmas break, and the game is just kind of left in whatever state it is left in during that Christmas break. I am curious what happens during that time, especially considering in December, we're supposed to be getting a new zombies map. Now, that's not what I'm here to talk about today, because yesterday's update maybe started to show some cracks going on inside of Treyarch, some maybe the beginning of the game falling apart, because this, I think, was the first update that didn't see people going in a positive direction with Black Ops 6. Now, if you don't know what this is stemming from, at the beginning of Season 1, something new was introduced with double XP. You see, previously in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, all of your double XP, double weapon XP, and double battle pass XP all carried over into the next game. However, we were told that this year in Black Ops 6, that would not be happening. Okay, we all accepted that, but Season 1 came out, and lo and behold, all of our XP tokens from Modern Warfare 3 were now in Black Ops 6. And a new term was formed by the name of legacy tokens. It's not a real term. I don't even know where that came from, but that's what people were calling them. Your legacy tokens were here. So we had that for a day, and people were like, this is good, because a lot of people were already complaining that the leveling was too slow. Specifically, the weapon leveling was too slow, and that one I do agree with. The fact that I can get gold in both zombies and multiplayer on one weapon and still not have it fully leveled up is kind of bananas to me. But the tokens were there. And then an update came out yesterday, and in said update, they removed it. Why? I don't know. But here's the thing. If you have all of those legacy tokens, you can still use them in Warzone. If you go into Warzone, you join a game, once you're like in the pre-game lobby, you can activate a token, then you can back out, go into zombies, go into multiplayer, and access all of your tokens. Well, not all of them. You have to go into Warzone, and then you have to activate one, and then you have to go back into Black. Basically, they made using your tokens a pain in the ass. Like, that's really all that this update did. Now, are these eventually going to get removed from Warzone? I don't think so. A lot of people are saying that they are, but honestly, I don't think so, because I think that they want people in Warzone to use these tokens, but for some reason, they don't want people in Black Ops 6 to use these. Now, I wanted to just like point something out that I've heard no one say. What would people think if they added these legacy tokens back, but you could only use them in multiplayer and not zombies? Like what would be the point of that? Because that's essentially what they're doing right now. You can use them in Warzone, but you can't use them with multiplayer or zombies. And the thing that they have pushed time after time after time is that they want continuity in all of their modes. They want multiplayer to feel the same as Warzone, and Warzone and multiplayer to feel the same with the zombies. I think the word that I've heard several times is succinct. And with double XP, or all of these tokens, because keep in mind, I have a lot of tokens because I didn't care about my level in Modern Warfare 3. I had all of the weapons leveled up. I had my level that was there and I didn't really care about. But in this game, I do, because there's prestige in. So I have like a ton of tokens, like 80, 100 plus tokens that I could use within Black Ops 6 and would actually mean something to me here. But now to use them, I got to go in Warzone, activate them, leave the game, go back into Black Ops 6. The question is why? Now, I've heard one thing, and this is kind of the tinfoil hat, skill-based damage style idea that I hear people saying, where it's kind of like a Call of Duty conspiracy theory, if you will. And that is the fact that they do not want us to have these double XPs because they want to kind of artificially inflate the player number by increasing retention by making it longer to level up, which in theory is true, But I think more than anything, the thing that keeps people playing longer isn't the level of your weapons or of your character, but rather like the camos and challenges and things along those lines, which are all really, really good and not dependent at all on your level. Your level is the prestiging and everything along those lines. And to me, it just doesn't make any sense to show this sort of bad faith, because up until this point, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's not possible to have the prestige or double XP, double weapon XP tokens. It's just something in the game that's bugged and it won't carry over. But now we know that they are there. They just have to flick a switch on and off to decide whether we have them or not. And instead of making it easy for us to use them, they are just gonna put them in Warzone. So you have to leave multiplayer or leave zombies. Maybe you're in the middle of a zombies game, which is like a long one. You have to save and quit. Then you have to go over to Warzone. You have to try to join a game. Then you have to activate a token. And then you have to leave that game, go back out to the main menu, go back into Black Ops, choose your mode, and then go into the game. Why? It makes no sense. So if you ask me, they should have, I think they made a mistake by adding them in, but I have a feeling that they were going to be added in Warzone anyway, and this conversation would be going on, but it's amplified because they gave it to us for a day and are just like, nope, we're taking that away from you. I know you enjoyed it for a day, but no. And with everyone like already being kind of up in arms about the rate at which people level, this just amplifies that even more. So yeah, there's no reason for them not to just be like, yeah, here's your tokens. You guys earned these. Because keep in mind, the way that people got these was by completing challenges in Modern Warfare 3, buying bundles in Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of other things carried over into Warzone. Just for some reason, these aren't. And I can't totally figure out why. If you think it's to inflate the player numbers and keep retention higher, maybe it does that a little bit, but I don't think that's the sole reason. I don't know what it is. Now, if I'm being honest, I understand if they didn't want us to use these because they wanted the prestiging experience to be kind of even between everyone. And if someone is new to the game and didn't play Modern Warfare 3, they want them to be able to level up at the same rate that someone who is new to the game. I'm fine with that. But if they're going to add them into Warzone anyway, and they're going to be able to jump through all these hoops and use them, just put them in the game. Make it easier for it. Just doesn't make any sense. It's being difficult just to be difficult. It's like when you're having that conversation at the end of the night, you got home from work, you go into the room, your girlfriend's sitting there, you're like, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I'm not hungry tonight. And then you go out and you get yourself a pizza or maybe like a burger and fries. And then she just sits there beside you and eats them. She could have just said that she wanted one too, but instead she's eating yours and now you only have half a meal. I don't even know if this is about Call of Duty anymore. Now going over to the rest of this update, honestly, most of which we are seeing here are just bug fixes and improving the game as a whole. But if you're a member of the Call of Duty Zombies community, you may have noticed that some of the things that they added that were fun, for example, the ammo mod, Deadwire addressed an issue where Deadwire electric fields could ignite zombies while having the Dragon's Breath attachment equipped. Again, why get rid of it? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. They added in something that was actually cool. They made it so that there was a build you could do with Dragon's Breath that was really, really good in game, but they didn't want people to do it because it was hurting people, because it was fun, because then they would have to come up with other ideas as to make other... I don't know why they did it, but the point I'm getting at is they are adding these things that people like, and then they should see that and be like, ooh, this was a mistake, but maybe we can learn from this. And maybe if we add more mods in, if we make them interact with other ammo mods or other field upgrades or other things along those lines, maybe this is the kind of thing we should be focused on instead of removing it, because it's hurting no one. Now, I want to be clear, as a whole, I do think yesterday's update was mostly for the better, and there are still some things that need to be addressed, like audio within Warzone is pretty much a mess right now. The best way to hear people is actually using the pay-to-win audio, even though you can use some settings in game to equalize your audio a little bit better and hear footsteps. That obviously needs to be fixed. There's bugs where it is auto turning on, canceling reload while sprinting, little things like that their attention should be going to, instead of removing the things that people actually enjoy. and make the game more enjoyable for people. Speaking of increasing retention and getting more people to play, I think one of the biggest things that needs to be addressed right now in a huge way is the servers of the game. People are saying that this game has skill-based damage and a bunch of other crazy stuff, when in reality, what most of it comes down to is that the servers are really horrible. That reason why you feel like you put 10 bullets into someone and then they kill you in 2, 90% of the time is simply because the servers just are not doing their job. And for a game that's this big, that is something that really needs to be ironed out, and their focus really needs to be put on. But again, they're just worried about our XP tokens, which honestly, who cares? If people are enjoying it and you made a mistake and put in an update that was unintended but hurts no one and makes people enjoy the game more, and if you're going to remove it is just going to frustrate people, what is the point? But hey, that's just my opinion. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. I know, kind of a ranty style video. We don't always do these kind of things, but if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace.